Another Atlantis found. Conspiracy theorists spot underwater structure near Japanese island. Express UK, Sean Martin reports, we've had many an ancient structure found underwater off Japan. Megalithic structures, actually. Pre-flood, most people believe they are. Now this new theory believes they found the Asian Atlantis after spotting some strange structures beneath the waters off Japan. Researchers have been hunting for Atlantis for more than 2 millennia, as we know, since it was first written about by Plato, 350 BC. And now one theorist believes that they found the mythical city near the coast of Japan by analyzing what they find on Google Earth. Prominent conspiracy theorist Scott C. Waring spotted small, strange structures in shallow waters, the shallow waters off the coast of Japan's Tsutsu Island. The structure is an S shape and is roughly 6 meters in length. It's about 18 to 20 feet in length, as if it were a wall of some kind. And if it's not Atlantis, Mr. Waring theorized it could have been built by ancient aliens. Waring wrote on his blog ET Database, I was using Google Earth Maps when I found this symbol in the ocean. It's about 1 to 2 meters deep, which is pretty shallow, and close to 6 meters across. The symbol looks old, not thousands, but millions of years old, because for it to be visible, it must be carved very deep. He says, I tried to match this up ancient Japanese, but found nothing that was similar. It's possible, he says, that millions of years ago, and an alien culture came down to this location to create a city. It's also possible that this city was Atlantis itself. It's obvious from evidence worldwide that aliens did inhabit the Earth's surface millions of years ago, but this may be one of the few locations where alien writing has been found. Now, and we know that Atlantis was first written about by Plato, the Greek philosopher, and this was around 350 BC. He detailed the mysterious island that seemingly just vanished. It was during a deluge, during an earth change upheaval. It went down twice, went down up twice, down twice, and never came back up. The same thing supposedly happened to the island of Rhodes of the Aegean Sea, but Rhodes did come up and it stayed up. Now, some believe that Santorini, one of the Cyclades islands in the Aegean Sea, is the lost city of Atlantis, where the huge volcanic eruption wiped out the Minoan culture of Crete, an ancient civilization that flourished between 3,650 to 1,400 BC. And some say that was the eruption that caused the tsunami and earth changes around the time of the Exodus of Moses and the tribes of Israel from Egypt. Now, before this, one of the more recent claims was that Atlantis, the lost continent of Atlantis, had been discovered in the eye of the Sahara, located near the Wadain, the central Mauritania, the Rishat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. It's a structure of a circular design and alleged to have been created by an asteroid impact, although there is no credible evidence for this. Also, Solon, an ancient Greek statesman, was the man who thought to have passed the information regarding Atlantis on to Plato. And who was told Solon? Solon was told by an ancient high priest of ancient Egypt, supposedly, that there are many times when the earth undergoes deluges and catastrophes because of an incoming planet that comes close to the earth every few thousand years, and that this has happened many times in the past and it will happen many times in the future. This ancient priest told Solon, and Solon also informed Plato. And it's Plato who wrote down these notes and passed it on to us. I'll leave links below for you for this. Obviously, we can see many things on Google Earth. Recently, as I told you in the past, from Google Earth, scientists, geologists have found impact craters, for example, in southwest Egypt, also in Iraq. This was 2004 and 2014 respectively, and they went actually to observe and do field trips on these things. They found that they were in fact asteroid impacts, and that these impacts caused volcanic activity in the area and tremendous seismic activity and changes in the climate because of volcanic ash, and also it brought, for example, the demise of the ancient pharaoh kingdoms of Egypt, the last of which was with Queen Cleopatra, who tried to have a very strong ally of Rome in order to help uphold her kingdom, which of course didn't work out. Pre-flood, very interesting archaeological finds under the water of Japan. Yonaguni ruins. As you can see here, this diver is snorkeling through an area which has behind it the two megaliths, as you can see. And you can find tremendous images of these things. This is another one.
Electric field
You can see that that's not a normal, natural structure.
Emitted by antennas on the side of it.
This seems to be an arched gate and a staircase, an old staircase that has somehow collapsed from perhaps a very violent earthquake. We have more here. Let's go here. This blue from the water. And this one here, formation of a loop road with retaining wall. As you can see, that seems to be a pathway. You can see that there's slab, continuous, very, very even slab, and a retaining wall. This seems to have been some kind of structure that has crumbled. So that's not natural. Look at this cutting here, steps. Definitely ruins. And this obviously was a block, a very huge block. Amazing stuff. And this, okay, that one there is definitely, it looks like a pathway, an archway that has been crumbled up. So you can research more on this. This is very interesting, fascinating stuff. I don't think it's a natural formation. Definitely not. Definitely not. Look at this. The way everything is evenly cut. It's just amazing. Yonaguni. You can find a lot of things by studying Google Earth. Well, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult on land. It's more difficult on water, underwater, of course. But recently, a teenager found, by studying Latin America, the pyramids of Latin America, where one pyramid should have been positioned based on the pyramidal structures. And he wrote a paper on it, and the archaeologists did go and find the exact position where that pyramid should have existed, and they actually did dig there and find the pyramid. So the boy was right. And he did that from Google Earth. Amazing. I'll leave links below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.